get a better atmosphere than we have here tonight. And Purdue, the home team, with their fans here in huge numbers with the ball for the first time. Our starting lineups brought to you by Geico. Thompson, Edwards, Matthias, Edwards, and Haas. And as Dan said, on both sides, there's talent and there's experience level.
Well, I thought that Purdue was really disappointing in Atlantis from this standpoint. They went to Marquette and were great. They moved the ball. They got it inside. They beat down a hostile crowd. And they went to Atlantis and, lost a couple good teams. But this is a real test for Purdue as well as his first road game.
Now the big guy, Isaac Haas, missed his first look. And our starting lineup for Louisville brought to you by Geico, Snyder, King, Adele, Spalding, and Mahmoud. Adele, who may be the best overall player for Louisville, that's a part of his repertoire.
Yeah, he's one of the best at that there is in the country. A little down screen opposite the ball, and he has, I think, the best defender in the Big Ten, Dakota Matthias, on him. He beat him, jumped up, put a little fade on it, no chance for Matthias.
Adele, a guy who tested the waters for the NBA draft, decided to come back. There's Matthias, too strong, rebound King. VJ King. There's Snyder. Shots have not been falling for him in the early season.
No, he or VJ King, neither of them have been able to shoot it all. Actually, Adele from three hasn't been very good. And they've gotten good looks. I mean, it's not like they were playing against great teams.
Nice little shot fake, but an offensive foul.
I think Matt Painter liked that. Great shot fake, got Mahmoud off. Nothing wrong with that call. Nothing wrong at all. Louisville came over, got outside the circle, got outside the lane, and when you do that, you're going to get the call.
So Snyder and Louisville with the game's first 2 points and the ball. Not yet 2 minutes in. The Cardinals and this basketball program, everything that they have been through. Adele got fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line.
That's a heck of a move by Adele. That's a guy that knows how to score. Look, David Padgett, interim head coach. I think he's terrific. I think he's the best choice in a bad situation. Great choice, calm guy.
So the interim head coach, and that dates back just a few weeks, literally. Adele will shoot two. All of the stuff swirling around this program really started in June. The NCAA sanctions were sent down. Louisville is appealing those. That could lead to the vacating of a national championship, which has never happened before in this sport. And really, that was just, as it turned out, the tip of the iceberg. Late September, the FBI publicly announced it was investigating the whole sport of college basketball. Just days later, Pitino and the athletic director put on administrative leave. And just a couple weeks after that, ultimately both were fired by the University of Louisville. A recruit, Brian Bowen, caught up in the middle of it. The allegations levied by the FBI. An air ball off the bench. First shot for Matt Harms, who's been a positive for Purdue so far. Now a pull-up three is good for VJ King.
Absolutely huge for VJ King. 8 of 33. Now you got to understand, VJ King can really light it up. He's a terrific-looking player, NBA prospect. Just hasn't been able to shoot the ball, and I think that's enormous for Louisville.
So Purdue ball still looking for their first points. And despite all of that, Brian Bowen, five-star recruit, he will not play, not this year, not ever for Louisville. All of that stuff, and much of it still to be resolved. This Louisville team has played well in the early season. That's an offensive foul.
Yeah, a little push off right arm, but this is yet to be resolved. In fact, this is something that's going to go on and on and on. Rick Pitino is suing Adidas. Adidas just came out with their response to that, which obviously doesn't paint Rick Pitino nor anybody around him in a positive light. Kenny Johnson's been fired, new staff in here. So this is going to be something that doesn't go away anytime soon. And here's the other thing. Remember this, Dave. If anybody tells you they have any idea what's going on in this investigation, remember, they kept this quiet for 2 years. Nobody knew.
Alley-oop, not a perfectly thrown pass. That was a chance for a transition basket. Instead, here comes Purdue. Edwards with the left hand. There's the first bucket for Purdue.
Yeah, you can see the switching of Louisville's defense has stagnated and kept the ball in the corner for Purdue. Getting out in the open floor was like a breath of fresh air.
Right through the hands of Spalding.
That Painter not happy. Knows they got lucky right there. Weak side defense. Thompson did not get to where he needed to get. And if Snyder hadn't thrown that ball 172 miles an hour, that would have been an easy layup.
Or, in Spalding's case, a dunk. He does like to flush the ball down.
With his ear.
Yeah.
And he would have had time to hang out because he can dunk, he can block shots.
And by the way, you mentioned Rick Pitino. Thompson short on the three. Jeff Goodman is with us tonight. Jeff talked to Rick Pitino yesterday. And out of his first time out, we're going to hear from Jeff about his conversation with the Hall of Fame coach, who was embroiled in so much of this Louisville basketball controversy. That shot rejected by Harms. Man, emphatic. The freshman.
He's a freshman, and the crowd got excited. Netherlands, by way of Florida, was here last year. The kid is really good.
So again,
he tell a national guy, Jeff Goodman, who's the best in the business, why would he tell anybody that? Like, oh, that's just a coach that's sitting at home. I think being a little bitter. I'm telling you, you just don't tell a national reporter, well, he's got to go to the Elite Eight in the Final Four, meaning that's what I would have done. I don't get it. Coach Almighty thing is ridiculous anymore. I mean, just support your guy. The guy worked hard for you, played for you. Now he's got an opportunity. How about just supporting him? Nice move.
Yeah, good move. The runner in Louisville with the 9-2 lead. And I get your point, and it's just Rick's personal opinion, I guess.
But his personal opinion has weight, and he's not telling it to his buddies. Look, Jeff Goodman, when you talk to Jeff about Louisville before a Louisville game on national TV, you know it's going to be reported. You want it to be reported. I just don't get it. Just say, look, this guy's one of my players. I love these kids. I hope he gets the interim job. He's got to disassociate himself with me. But, I just hope he does really well. And if he does well, he'll get the job. Why you got to put a limit on? I know why you got to put a limit on. That's whole Coach Almighty thing. It's ego.
Mathias missed the three. But it's off Louisville. And Purdue will keep the basketball. Jeff, you got anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, Pitino also did say, Dan, that he wants Padgett, obviously, to succeed, and that's why he's doing this. That's why he's staying away, and obviously he wants these kids to succeed as well. And it's kind of an awkward situation. I talked to Padgett about it, and he said, listen, I don't even know if Rick Pitino's watched us. Our 4 games haven't been on national TV, so I'm not going to call Rick. He hasn't called me. We're going to kind of go our separate ways here for the most part.
Yeah, and I get that, Jeff. I do. I'm sure he feels that way. I'm just telling you, knowing coaches, particularly ex-coaches that left when they don't want to leave, I'm just giving you a little insight into how he's thinking, why he's doing it, I guarantee you.
I'm trying to think of where you ever would have had experience with that before.
That's a whole different ballgame right there, BK.
We should add, you saw the timeline. We've talked about everything that's happened with this program. Rick Pitino has consistently denied every bit of knowledge and involvement in this pay-for-play stuff. There's Carson Edwards, who got to the rim and missed the shot.
I think Pitino's denying so much, he probably denies he was ever the head coach at Louisville.
Well, if he is getting a chance to watch this team for the first time, I think you've got to be impressed with the start on the road.
Really good team.
Game.
Yeah, really good team. They're coming into a hostile environment and they're running their stuff. Now you got to be able to do it 40.
Adele, tough contested shot. Harms got a hand on it and tipped it to Thompson. Mathias gave up the three to attack the rim, had it stripped away off Louisville. Purdue keeps the ball. The Big Ten ACC Challenge. We've been doing this for 19 years now. Continues tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern. That's a good matchup. Michigan, Carolina in Chapel Hill, and the Blue Devils, #1 and so impressive. You saw them in Portland against the Hoosiers.
All right, I am the king of hyperbole. I get that.
Hyperbole.
Hyperbole.
Well, I don't know what hyperbole is, but you are the king of hyperbole.
Yes, I am. I could see a scenario where Duke goes undefeated here. I mean, I think they're that good. I think, you know, people say, well, they played Portland State. All right, well, they had to play zone. Well, it's the difference between playing with them and beating them. Hard to beat them. Really hard.
If you keep getting down in games like the Blue Devils did, sometime that's going to catch up to you.
Sooner than later. And Florida, outstanding. Florida is a Final Four team. And this kid here is so good, so smooth. I'm surprised it only says 11.5 rebounds, 11.3. It seems like he shows up, takes off his uniform, and gets 15.
Well, was I hearing it wrong this offseason? Like, there's a question whether he plays hard or does he have a motor? I think those questions have been answered.
Oh, and they go to him late. 5 freshmen started overtime against Texas.
Adele, nice over-the-top pass for the layup.
Same action. Purdue has really not guarded middle ball screen or just off the top of the key ball screen, roll opposite. They have not guarded that at all, and you're going to have to because Louisville's going to give a steady diet of it.
Purdue's got both the 7-footers in the game at the same time. One of them wide open and misses the 3.
You got 2 7-footers in. Neither can really shoot that shot, and one shoots it. The idea between 2 7-footers is to rebound, block shots, cover up the middle, and get it to one of them in the post, not shoot a 3.
Couple of fouls on Vincent Edwards. That's a big story early. That's the same thing. This time he missed the shot, got his own miss. Spalding right back to Mahmoud. Missed another one.
And he was point blank twice. First time was the same stuff we're talking about, Big D. Ball screen, go opposite, roll, throw it over the top.
Arms to his fellow 7-footer with the foul.
Well, this is what you want, right? You got 2 big dudes out there. And we're talking about big.
Big.
Like the guy on the right is big, but when he stands to the guy with the guy on the left, he ain't so big because Haas is monstrous.
I think Isaac Haas, he feels to me like the biggest player in college basketball. I know UCF's got the kid, and there's some other, but when you look at him, stand next to him, Isaac Haas, it's hard to believe there's a bigger player out there.
Tell you what, Taco Fell is big. But Isaac Haas is big from the top of his head to his feet. Like, Taco Fell has really broad shoulders and is bigger than he looks, but this kid is ridiculous.
That's Spalding shooting the 3, something he hadn't done much in his career. Boilermakers still with only 6 points on the board. We're almost 8 minutes in. Ryan Klein finds the freshman Eastern. He's going to be a good one. Not a great shooter yet. He switched to the right hand and missed it badly, but got his own miss.
He's got to go up.
For 3. Malik Williams, the freshman, not shy.
Not shy at all. No, and then didn't get back.
That's a bad combo. How about the crowd? How about the atmosphere tonight? Louisville.
The best couple players out of Indiana. You've got some high-level guys. You know, we saw this year Brandon Peters came in playing quarterback at Michigan. Hunter Johnson came in at different times and played quarterback at Clemson. And I'm missing a few others. So he's done a great job. And those kids, I know it's 6 wins. I know it's just beating Indiana. But this whole place erupted when those kids came out.
So the committee had Clemson 1. Did you watch while they revealed as we were getting ready to come on the air?
No, but I got my own. I don't care what they think.
Auburn 2, Oklahoma 3, Wisconsin 4. All right, what's your own?
Well, first off, I'm not including Miami in anything. I'm just not. The win over Notre Dame doesn't look so great, all right? So, I like Clemson. I love Oklahoma. I think Baker Mayfield is the Heisman Trophy guy. I love Wisconsin. Like, Wisconsin, to me, is going to lose to Ohio State this weekend, so I'm putting them in there, but they're going to lose, so then you got to figure out whether you want Ohio State or Alabama.
You love them, but they're going to lose, and they won't beat them.
I love them to the point where right now they're in, but they can't beat Ohio State in Indianapolis on Saturday.
What's their best win, Wisconsin? Mr. College Football.
Michigan, which is just okay. And at times, maybe FAU. Maybe the Fighting Trolling Wonderful on Twitter, Lane Kiffin. I like Clemson, Oklahoma Auburn, and Wisconsin right now.
Okay.
Noted. Who do you like?
Noted. Wisconsin's not in the top 4 for me.
That's just hating on the Big Ten.
Big Ten fans are going to be mad. Edwards missed the 3.
Why don't you like them? What's the problem?
Not enough quality wins. I know they're undefeated, but you beat Michigan at home. That's your best win. Maybe Iowa, maybe Northwestern. Doesn't stack up for me.
Well, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. But to me, you got a 2-loss team in there, do you not?
I have Alabama as my number 14.
Auburn's a 2-loss team.
Clemson,
You're telling me a
Oklahoma,
2-loss team deserves to be over a undefeated Big Ten team at this point? Because they won, what, 1 big game?
Well, I didn't tell you I had a 2-loss team in there.
No. Right there, you got to make. I'll tell you why. Louisville got incredibly messed up in their own zone defense. Like, Jordan Wara came in and had no idea. Next thing you know, boom, wide open 3 from Ryan Klein, who had just hit it. He's been struggling all year. You have to make that shot.
He's got to make those. And at some point he will. He's too good of a shooter. That's a brick. And a whistle and a foul against Purdue. Big Ten ACC Challenge Thursday. So it continues on, not just tonight, tomorrow, but Thursday. How about that? That is now a top 5 matchup, Notre Dame and Michigan State.
I love Notre Dame. Everybody talking about Bonzie Colson. Give me Matt Farrell running my team any day of the week. Cassius Winston as well, and Big Nick Ward. Big Nick Ward, tell you what, he knows who he is. He goes on the block, the kid from Michigan State, and goes there all day with energy, with heart. Izzo's got a heck of a team. I had him as a national champion.
And I love the freshman Jaren Jackson.
There's nothing wrong with Jaren Jackson. Jaren Jackson's a pro. I just hope he continues to lift weights through the year. He'll get big and strong, and then he'll be dominant.
That last whistle was the second foul against Isaac Haas. So now Purdue's dealing with a little foul trouble here. Vincent Edwards, Haas both with 2. Edwards is back on the floor as Haas sits with under 10 to go first half. It's been a little ugly on the offensive end on both sides. And it's not usually ugly with Purdue. I mean, Purdue is a good offensive team.
It is the best offensive performance I've seen all year was Purdue at Marquette, inside out. I'm telling you, this zone by Louisville is confusing Louisville more than Purdue.
Does that count as inside out? They got a great look. They just missed it. And that's a foul against Harms, the big man.
Well, it was right in front of us, and that is a good call. Harms just knocked Perry out of bounds. I mean, I know Purdue likes to play physical, but you can't play physical at 50 feet, knocking a guy out of bounds. The great Bart Fox, producer, calls it ticky-tack.
I mean, I think if you knock the guy out of bounds, you got to blow the whistle.
You have to, particularly when it's right in front of you. Legendary director Scott Johnson feels strongly both ways.
Way to take a side, Scotty.
Yeah.
Down low. Yeah, it was a good cut. Louisville, they've missed 7 shots in a row. They've gone 4 minutes since scoring, 4 minutes plus. Carson Edwards to the bucket. Foul.
I like what Louisville did right there. Pageant saw what I saw and went straight man-to-man. Carson Edwards just went by people.
That's a perfect day. It's always a good time to remind you. You can join us at ESPN, the V Foundation, in the fight against cancer. Visit v.org/donate. All donations, all of them, benefit the V Foundation for Cancer Research. So the sophomore Carson Edwards at the free throw line makes the first 2, and we are thrilled to have in the house, working the Louisville broadcast, Bob Valvano, our colleague, our friend, Jim's brother.
Great radio show in Louisville. If you're ever in Louisville, once my radio show gets out of your jurisdiction, go to his, and he's got great hair. Not good hair, great hair.
You probably could jump from one to the other, right? Making that drive as soon as you get a little crackly.
Yep.
Now the team shooting the ball very well. But Purdue, Dan, is on a 7-0 run to tie the game.
Yeah, and Carson Edwards is small, way smaller than Dang, but he's getting up into him and won't give him any room at all.
That is not a good shot.
Terrible. They tried to get Dang the ball off 2 different screens, and the kid with the ball, Carson Edwards, was having none of it.
And now he's on the move offensively, no good. The tap-out rebound, it's 3-on-1. Dang bounces it. Wara missed it, and the tip didn't go either. Nothing going for Louisville. Dangerous pass stolen. Adele dunks it home.
Great anticipation by Dang Adele. He got in the passing lane. Carson Edwards just turned to throw a pass to his teammate. Adele read it fantastic and jumped pretty high.
He can dunk. 5.5-minute drought. That, I think, was off Harms. It was.
The ball skidded. Now, Harms should have had it, but Thompson.
9:30 Eastern on ESPN.
Well, I'm a little biased because we've done this for a lot of years. We're here at Purdue for Big Ten ACC Challenge, but of all the conference challenges and the head-to-head, this is the best event, isn't it?
This is a World Series of these conference challenges. It's tremendous.
How about Dakota Mathias? I don't know if those are temporary stitches or some sort of bandage or what. That's a pretty good looking cut.
That is one tough dude. I think he's the best defender. You see him on Dell right now.
It stems back to an injury in the Bahamas several games ago. That shot misses. Mathias with the rebound.
All right, if you're Purdue, somebody's got to get going. And I wouldn't be surprised to see if this Mathias.
What a nifty little shot.
He had a look in his eye right there when he was bringing the ball down. I was going to say Carson Edwards, but we're sitting here courtside, and I look in his eye like he's going here.
Grady Eifert, who is a walk-on for Purdue, is on the court.
Just got a text from his dad. He wants to go meet at Harry's chocolate shop after.
Really?
Yeah.
Left hand for Sutton. Dwayne Sutton, a sophomore transfer, who has been a big-time energy guy for Louisville. He's a tough kid. He has added something to this team.
Yeah, I like Sutton a lot. I do. He comes in and he just does stuff. You know, 4.5 rebounds, 4.5 points. He doesn't play a whole lot.
Harms, the lefty.
That's what Purdue does. When Purdue is running offense, everybody is above the free throw line, spread out with a single post. Usually, obviously, it's Haas. This time it's Harms.
V.J. King gave it up, at least temporarily. There's Sutton, that guy you were talking about. Adele against the big man. Tough shot, no good. Harms kind of tapped it to himself.
Yeah, but a great play by Dakota Mathias. He got screened, got caught up a little bit, and then sprinted back and helped Harms, who had picked up his man, to affect the shot. I'm going back to Mathias here. Here he is.
Gave it up. We'll see if he gets it back. Harms feeling frisky.
This is bad business.
Red shirt freshman.
That's bad business.
Yeah, that's
7-3, 2 dribbles on the baseline is bad business 99.8% of the time.
From Amsterdam.
Well, he's used to bad business.
He's going to be a good player.
Yeah, watch this.
And that was a pretty good defensive effort.
Purdue is so well schooled, and Harms is really tired. He's struggling getting down the court.
Carson Edwards swatted, but a foul.
Purdue does a tremendous job of showing their hands from their bigs. Watch this. See the hands? Up. He's got a hand on him. Could have been a foul. But he got a little piece of the ball. And now they isolate. They keep it spread with the 4-man dive into the rim to take away help. That's Purdue offense. That's what Purdue was great. Not good. Great against Marquette for 40 minutes in a tough environment. See the guy on the left there? The trainer?
Yes.
The best trainer I've ever seen. He worked for me at Bowling Green. Matt hired him here. Tireless worker. No nonsense. He is ridiculously good. And he just worked on Bart Fox, our great producer. But you saw him there with Mathias. And the kids love him. Chad Young is his name. They are the unsung heroes of teams. He wants no credit, but he is here 24/7 for Matt and for those guys.
Now, Purdue fans are going to be mad at me for saying this, but also this team has avoided injuries the last few years about as well as any team in the country.
Well, Chad's involved in that. He really is.
His head coach gave him a lot of credit for it.
I can't say it enough how good that kid is. Man is.
Purdue's got their first lead. Adele looked like he got swiped with the shot clock winding down. He doesn't know it. And Louisville was not going to get a shot off.
Purdue's playing great defense. They're sitting down.
Edwards all the way with the left hand. Timeout Louisville. Be back right after this. Purdue leads by 4, 19-15 first half of this Big Ten ACC Challenge. We mentioned Brian Bowen, 5-star recruit who's not going to play, not now, not ever for Louisville. For more on his story, let's welcome in Jeff.
I spoke to Bowen's lawyer, Jason Setchen, earlier today, and he said Brian Bowen still wants to play college basketball. He's enrolled in classes. He's going to classes right now, and he's awaiting the final ruling of the NCAA, hopeful that he'll be able to play at another school, but they don't know how long it's going to be, Dave. To be honest, it could be a while.
Everybody that I have talked to, that's great stuff by Jeff. How about he's already talked to those people, you know, like Bowens, he's talked to Pitino. How good is he?
That is good info. Layup good for Purdue. Jaquil Taylor off the bench has not been playing big minutes.
No, but he's been injured over the last couple of years, redshirted. And when he gets his chance, look what's in there. Or who's in there. Eifert, who's a walk-on, and Taylor, who hasn't played a whole heck of a lot, but Eifert's given him really good minutes, particularly at Marquette, 24 minutes.
Adele challenged by Matthias, out of bounds.
Nobody's better than Dakota Matthias, chasing guys off the screens, reacting, jumping, affecting the shot.
They never went to the timeout, which they're supposed to do. And so we missed just a possession back and forth. It's 21-20 now after the King three-pointer for Louisville. With 2:57 to go first half, Dakota Matthias stuck in between the backboard and the rim. Arrow favors Louisville.
Purdue had a real chance to open it up. They had a real chance. I don't know what the officials and everybody missed it. Now we're going to go to it. Purdue had a chance to open up, made a turnover, and King hit a three.
Into the half. Well, Louisville's going to be dealing with that kind of stuff all year long. It's just a reality, and you do feel for the players who were not involved in any of that stuff, who have been caught up in this. First road test for the Cardinals.
There's that action, and Eifert did a great job of coming over.
King, blocking foul, and no shot. Wow.
Matt Painter is livid. This was great by Eifert. He took away one thing, came back. I think it's a good call. It's fine. That's a tough call. I think he was sliding a little bit, but how is that no shot?
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. Okay, you're going to call that a block. Well, how is the shot before the foul?
That is impossible.
Come on. In college hoops, the continuation doesn't even exist.
It should. I mean, that's not even continuation.
No. Stepped out of bounds. Quentin Snyder has not been a big factor in this first half.
No, he really hasn't. And really, you think about all the shots that Louisville has missed around the basket and where they've gotten the basketball with nothing out of it. Purdue very lucky to be in the lead right now.
Snyder does have 3 assists in the first half. No points. DJ Thompson short on the three.
Well, he's been an over 50% shooter, and he's had a couple of good looks. That was good zone offense. Got the ball in the middle, looked opposite, got a good look.
Spalding against the big man, no good.
Well, you like what Spalding did, and there's Eifert again getting a rebound. Unrecruited brother Tyler is on the IR with the Cincinnati Bengals. His dad Greg was a tough dude here at Purdue. He hit me one time so hard that, you know how you get hit a lot and you don't remember? I remember that one. I put back things I never stole after that. And now he wants to go to Harry's chocolate shop after the game.
He's softened a little bit.
He's buying.
A basketball player. One kid playing football, one here on the Boilermakers hoops team, following in Dad's footsteps. That was good defense by Spalding. Shot clock down to 10. Matthias, long three.
Really bad shot. I'll tell you why. Spalding came out and had his hands up the entire time. Matthias was not going to be able to get a good look. He should have raised Spalding a little bit more and tried to drive and find.
Purdue for 3 in this half, 1 for 12. Adele 1 on 2, but found Spalding, missed it with the left hand.
There's Eifert. I'm telling you, Eifert is playing a great game. Not a good game, a great floor game.
He doesn't take many shots. When he does shoot, he makes them. And now a great pass from Eifert. Adele steps right through the D.
Adele closes. You know how we talk about cornerbacks closing on the ball? Adele closes as well as anybody you're going to see, and is so well schooled at getting his arm out there and getting a tip.
Klein contested too.
Tough shot. Good defense. Mahmoud was out, had a hand up again. Klein just put a little fade on it and knocked it out.
Shot clock off. Who's going to take the final shot?
I think you got to drive the ball towards B.J. King. If you can get a layup, get it. If not, kick it to King.
Got to go now. Down to 3. Snyder.
Great defense again by Eifert.
He has made an impact.
Oh, man. That's a tough switch for a kid onto a veteran point guard who's quick. Purdue, they were trying to go towards King. Purdue downplayed it, forced it to the left. Nothing there because Eifert switched and moved his feet.
So now you got a second. Can he get any kind of look?
Top of the key right here. Oh.
Going to Harms, and the ball is knocked out of bounds off of whom? Off of Louisville with 0.4 of a second on the clock.
Now you're going to see Matthias take it out and try to lob it up to Harms and get a tip here.
You got a guy who's 7'3" on the floor, not the worst idea.
They could bring in Haas right here as well, but you're a little bit nervous of an over-the-back kind of situation, but nothing wrong with bringing Haas in.
They might look at this for timing purposes.
Oh, you know it.
Any chance to go look at the monitor, we're going to take it. Yeah, for Purdue, it does. Look, I don't know how you ever really truly determine on a play like this. This is just, for me, this is tough, but it does make a difference for the Boilermakers and their chances to get something out of this situation.
Well, there should be 0.8.
Yeah, I think you're right. That does make a difference. Now there's the
0.8. Now you can run a guy off a double screen and shoot the basketball. You don't have to lob it up. That's a massive difference.
And they did it efficiently. Good job.
Really good. There he is. Oh, I thought they had Matthias.
In the corner, Thompson got rid of it. No good. Well, the horn sounds. And Purdue will take a 1-point lead into the locker room. Louisville playing his first road game of the year with their young interim head coach, David Padgett, just 32 years old.
If I'm Purdue, I'm stuffing the ball inside first 3 or 4 possessions and going to see what I can get out of it. You've got Haas back in. You've got the switching man-to-man slash kind of spread out zone, but I'm throwing it right there.
How about it? They did. Haas tried to pass it off. Edwards probably could have, should have handled it.
Yeah, he could have, but I believe the play was for Haas to go get a bucket.
King, meanwhile, the pull-up is good.
That's how we started the first half. King making a shot. I'm going again. I'm going. Look at this size, physical size, not height, size between Mahmoud and Haas.
There is a major difference. Carson Edwards along the baseline. Pretty good move.
Yeah, really good. Carson Edwards really struggled in the first half. 1 for 7, didn't make a 3, 0 for 4 there. But you can see, good for him not settling for a jump shot. He went and drove it, found it.
His head coach told us today he is Looking for a little more consistency from Carson Edwards. Said at times he is the best player on the floor, no matter who they're playing, and sometimes he's frankly the worst player on the floor. Mahmoud against Haas, got fouled.
Really good by Mahmoud. He went at, shaped up on Haas, didn't settle for a jump shot, went by him with one dribble to the other side, and Haas got him on the arm. Really smart by Mahmoud. Shape up, sweep, foul.
So we're 1 minute in to this second half, and Isaac Haas just picked up his third personal foul.
This is
coming right out of the game.
This is a game for Haas because the defense for Louisville is pretty good on the perimeter, good quickness, and you negate all of it by throwing it inside. Haas just hasn't been available because of foul trouble.
2 points, 1 rebound for Isaac Haas. Tie game, 25 apiece. Vincent Edwards also dealing with foul trouble in the first half. Didn't play big minutes. Matthias step back contested.
Well, I thought Matthias had a layup. I thought he had an angle to go to the rim, and all of a sudden shocked me a little with the step back.
Matt Harms active on the offensive glass. He drew the foul from Mahmoud, his second. Matthias, who had 24 in that win against Arizona. Wasn't that something how in the tournament down there? The 7-8 game was Purdue, Arizona. Did not go to form.
And Purdue had to win. Arizona had to win. So what Purdue did was guard, and Arizona, according to all accounts and watching the game, guarded nobody.
Nobody.
Zero.
Another block from Matt Harms. That counts as guarding. Much better offensive team than they're showing tonight.
Well, let's be honest. I mean, Purdue has really at home not played. I mean, I'm not going to say not anybody. I mean, everybody tries, everybody competes, but certainly not the level of schedule that most have. And then the first time they played somebody tough, you know, Tennessee just bogarted them, toughed them, and beat them.
Edwards, Purdue didn't need that. After they missed the shot, Edwards wasn't going to get the ball. Totally unnecessary. Not a ton of contact, but called for his third foul.
It was a foul. I mean, look, this is a play Edwards cannot make.
You're a senior. You got to be smarter than that.
You literally, you can complain about it. You can shake your head about it, but you can't make it.
Only player in the country active. 1,000 or more points, 500 or more rebounds, 300 or more assists. Vincent Edwards. That looked like a foul, and it was against Purdue.
Yeah, Purdue can complain, but I'm going to tell you something. Good defense. Harms got in front, but on the rebound, there was a push from behind. You're going to see right here. Good defense by Harms. Now you're going to see Matthias come in and just shove on the left part of your screen, Mahmoud.
I don't think that's what they called, though. I think they called Harms.
Well, then you got to boo.
The foul trouble piling up for the Boilermakers at home.
That's a tough call. I mean, I got the call in the push. You saw the push.
The push was obvious. That's what I thought they called.
Absolutely. I thought Harms did a nice job of moving over. Problem you have for Purdue is only one guy. That guy right there, number 3, can go get his own shot. Everybody else has to do that, step into shots. And when you're not hitting and you don't have Haas in there to throw it inside, it's tough.
They are not hitting at all from the outside. Adele from the corner for 3.
Great play by Adele. Great play by Snyder. Snyder took it as deep as he had to free Adele. Adele didn't stop on the wing. He slid to the corner. Fantastic offense by both.
He's got 11 of their 29.
It's just a switching man-to-man. And Mahmoud is doing a really good job of pointing out who should have who.
Carson Edwards trying to answer the 3. Long rebound, Spalding. Cardinals going to try to run. Snyder pull up 3. No good. Tip is good. And a timeout, Purdue.
Again, running the floor. B.J. King sprinted the floor. Snyder took a good shot, but there was absolutely nothing that you could do. Watch this here. Push in transition. You don't see him on the backside. Oh, this is great. Kick out to Adele. Fantastic. 5 straight for Louisville.
Reported right to Cancer Research. v.org/donate. However much, however you can help is much appreciated by all of us. Thompson, pull up, good.
Great play by Thompson. Came from the right side, sprinted to the left to free himself. Fantastic pass fake. Got in the lane for a shot. I'm going to Adele here.
I think he's been the best player tonight on either side.
I agree.
Spalding, he's kind of the upside guy for Louisville. They think there's a lot of talent. And that 6'10" junior with the left hand, no good. Vincent Edwards rebound.
I'd like to see one more dribble out of Mahmoud, expose Haas.
What a beautiful dribble by Edwards, but then he gave it away.
He was it was a good dribble, but he was unsure, and then instead of just giving it up, Spalding made a great defensive play getting in the pass. You know, Louisville's long. Like, really, if you're not careful with the ball and throw it away from the defense, not towards your teammate, you're going to have a problem.
Snyder, tough pull up, and couldn't get the friendly roll.
If I'm Purdue, I've got to push, and I've got to keep the ball moving.
Edwards pulls up, never moved on that possession. Haas back in there with the 3 fouls, couldn't grab it.
Yeah, I'm not even, I don't mind that shot. You've got to get somebody going. Oh, wow.
King.
Whoa. Did you see how quick he whipped that ball around?
You see the athletic gifts of a guy who was a McDonald's All-American. They're still waiting for the breakthrough, but you see moments like that with him.
It's coming. He is a guy that is a special offensive player. Hasn't shot it worth a darn, but now he has 10.
Haas down low, had his shot blocked, but the whistle came. That's a foul against Mahmoud.
I like what they did there. Purdue has had Haas on the right block. They moved him left, ran Edwards to the top of the key.
Well, I mean, I love the matchups, and I love this event, Big Ten ACC Challenge. Big Ten needs a win, by the way. Isaac Haas made the free throw with some soft touch. He is a good free throw shooter for a big man. Some of these teams are really, really challenging themselves early in the year with the schedule, which is great.
The PK80 event was fantastic. Michigan State obviously got a win. Just, I thought, made North Carolina look sick. In North Carolina, Roy Williams can score 80 on everybody, it feels like, over the course of his career, Kansas and North Carolina. But, man, I'll tell you, if Michigan State's going to guard like that, they're going to win national championship.
Spalding against Haas, who has the 3 fouls, didn't commit number 4.
Big-time rebound at the rim by Vince Edwards. Big-time rebound. The beauty of having the Haas in there is you really don't have to help him, so everybody can stay with their man, which closes the defensive back. I'm throwing it in. You got to throw it in.
Got great position. Spalding commits the foul. Haas back to the line tonight. Special edition of the NBA on ESPN. Nuggets, Jazz in Salt Lake City. 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. We'll stream live on the app. Donovan Mitchell with Utah, right?
Just bought his mom either a house or a car. I think
it was a car. Very nice car.
You know, the Jazz have hung in there around 500. Remember, they lost Gordon Hayward in the offseason, who was their guy, and they've kind of hung around.
Donovan Mitchell came on strong last year for Louisville. He looks like he's going to be a heck of an NBA player.
Donovan Mitchell has a great body, can lift up and shoot it, supremely confident. Nothing wrong with Donovan Mitchell.
I think they compare King on this team in some ways to Mitchell. Last year, a guy they're waiting on to emerge with a lot of natural ability. Spalding passed up the 3. Now he takes the 3 and hits it.
That's old school Gene Katie right there. Put the big guy in the middle of the lane and dare the 4 or 5 man to shoot it. Spalding did a great job. He lined it up, didn't like it, got a dribble, took the dribble, got himself under control, and knocked it out like he's been doing it his whole life.
Looked pretty good for a guy who hadn't made many of them in his career. That's another whistle against the Cardinals.
Yeah,
in fact, number 4 on Spalding.
He was 1 for 3 for that shot, and Spalding's looking at the ref going, hey, what do you want me to do? I'm guarding a mountain. Like, you ever watch Game of Thrones?
He is the mountain. Isaac Haas of college hoops.
Yes. But you can't bend the knee to him. You got to go play him.
I'll let somebody else play the mountain. I'll take anybody else.
Look at the side. I'm throwing it in there right now. Just throw it in there. Figure it out. Bad pass.
Couldn't deliver it. And then the foul, which was probably a smart foul. That was likely going to be a dunk on the other end.
This is old school Big Ten basketball. See the big guy under the basket? He's taking everything away. And good for Spalding. He gets his elbow under the ball, takes his time, doesn't force it, and knocks it in. Bad for Spalding as he got a foul, and now he has to come out, because if he was in there, they would put him at the top of the key, and Haas would have to come out and find him.
It's hard to blame Purdue on that. He's made 1-3. Prove that you can do it. There's King in and out. Edwards is hitting the defensive glass.
Yes, he is. Great rebound.
Louisville did a good job getting back. Malik Williams reached in. Now Williams and Edwards.
Yeah, Malik Williams is acting like a fool, if you want the truth. He's from Fort Wayne. He was recruited hard by Purdue, but this is all on Williams. All on Williams.
Well, you do wonder what's going through his head tonight, because Purdue recruited him harder than anybody.
Really hard. Edwards takes it, body slaps, and then he just gets in his face. Like, just go away, freshman. Just don't act like a freshman. Just go away. You're not going to fight anybody. All it's going to do is make you come out of the game. That's all. High school, you do that, some guy might be like, oh, man, Malik Williams is mad at me. College, you do it, the coach looks at you and says, just settle down and sit down.
A coaching moment from David Padgett.
I'm going back in. Oh, he spun. I was watching Haas. I think Edwards wanted to throw it into Haas, but Haas all of a sudden spun, so Edwards had to adjust. He threw it out of bounds.
Five-point lead, Louisville with the ball. That is an offensive foul, moving screen.
It's a point of emphasis this year, and you've seen it a lot.
That's his fourth. Mahmoud's going to have to check out. Here comes Malik Williams right back in the game.
I'd go right at Williams right now, because one of two things is going to happen. They had to have a therapy session over there with Williams. Everybody got around and all that stuff. I'd go right at him. He has no chance of guarding Haas. Right now, you throw it in. There you go.
That was some quick therapy. Haas clearing out room. Williams is pushing him from behind. Now Haas is upset.
Yeah, you just keep going at him. And his crowd is going to be relentless on him. I liked what Williams did right there personally. He didn't back down. He got after Haas. But eventually it's going to be a foul. You're going to see right here, kind of. He's body, but once he gets that leg underneath there, it's going to be a foul on the defense.
Already 8 fouls against Louisville. So Purdue's going to shoot free throws the rest of the way. Generally a good free throw shooting team. And they made their last 8 tonight at the line.
Yeah, you got to like Williams at least stirring it up a little bit.
I mean, he's playing with some spunk.
Right.
And they do need him with the foul trouble of the other 2 big guys. How are they going to survive with both Spalding and Mahmoud on the bench with 4?
Well, VJ King and Adele have to rebound. Now remember, these are 2 long athletic kids, so they can go up and rebound if you look at it with anybody Purdue has on the court with the exception of Haas. So they're undersized in one spot, but they're not under length or quick.
Dwayne Sutton, who got that rebound, he's also a good rebounder for his size.
A strong build kid, not afraid. Again, he's just one of those kids the ball happens to find.
Louisville's going to be tested here now with the foul trouble. Purdue wanted to travel. Adele, good defense, Matthias. And the freshman, that's Easton ripping the ball away.
Mojell Easton was a big-time recruit.
Edwards to the bucket. Haas! But they called a foul. Nobody knew it at the moment the whistle was blown. But they did call a foul before the dunk.
Again, Purdue taking the ball to the rim. He just went right at Sutton. And Sutton fouled him. Might be a ticky-tack there. So if I'm Louisville, I'm not settling for a jump shot here unless it's wide open. I am driving the basketball because I guarantee the ref's going to even this out a little bit.
9-4 fouls in the second half. Haas takes a seat. Harms back in. Sutton goes out with 3 fouls. Edwards just 5, make it 6. 2-point game. Matthias is playing great defense right now. That's a trouble.
One of the great venues in college basketball.
How many places get louder than it just was for those last 10 seconds?
Not very many.
Not many.
If any. It's a metal roof, and it bounces. Like when you come in here with no one in, you clap, you can hear your own clap. It reverberates. It's interesting.
Chance to tie or go ahead for Purdue. Edwards 3, good.
The time.
Yeah, he hasn't been afraid to get on guys. A couple times we've seen bad shots.
Bon Jovi would be proud. That one came up just a little bit short, like 3 feet short.
Anytime you can get Bon Jovi saying in an arena that loud, that proud, you've got a heck of a deal going on right here. And I think that shook Louisville a little bit. Louisville's got a bad lineup out there. It's a lineup they never anticipated playing between Lance Thomas and Malik Williams.
Haas back in. We'll see if they get him a touchdown low with all the big guys in foul trouble for the Cardinals. Edwards instead into the lane himself, and he airballed one.
Yeah, that was bad business by Edwards. He's got to be better than that. He got in the middle of the lane, cleared space, didn't jump up like a senior.
Adele. Williams tried to follow. Haas. Here comes Purdue.
Got to go to Haas if you don't have something wide open.
Eastern in the corner. That counts as wide open. Good.
Awesome.
It's November. Klein with Williams pursuing. Good bounce pass, and Eastern missed the dunk.
It was a good bounce pass. Eastern, a good athlete. Let's see what happens. Usually it's a bucket on the other end.
And a foul against Haas. No, they didn't call the foul. I thought Terry Oglesby was blowing the whistle, and he did not.
So did Padgett.
Padgett was sure of it.
What Bart just called the no slam cam?
Yeah, that's not what you want to call. You're the guy trying to dunk it home.
They're going with a slash and a pin down. You're going to see eventually this is going to end up in Haas's hands. Should.
Eastern.
Throw it in there.
Yeah, he's wide open. I think Matthias a little frustrated they couldn't get it in. Klein 3. Just chucked it up there. Eastern missed the layup.
Man, Eastern made a great play. Got in front, couldn't finish.
Louisville has not scored in 4 minutes. They need a bucket bad. Malik Williams kind of become enemy number 1 here.
He's not ready for this. No. He's not ready to cause trouble, on the court. Get the crowd going after you and then hit a big 3 to quiet the crowd. Next year, maybe. Later in the year, maybe. Not yet.
How long can David Padgett wait to get one of those other guys in there? Williams got a hand on that one. Now he's out of position. Matthias, that same spot. Another one.
Great find, Brian Klein.
That's a 12-0 run, even with a missed dunk and a missed layup.
And look at Matt Painter. This is what you do. Hey, you're all right. You're okay. You know, you missed the dunk. That means you ran. You missed the layup on offensive rebound. It means you got in great position. Just keep doing that and things will work out.
Big Ten in desperate need of a win. The ACC is up 4-0 in this Big Ten ACC challenge. You need 8 wins to clinch the challenge victory. Some bragging rights on the line. Michigan, Carolina, Duke, Indiana, Notre Dame, Michigan State, all still to come, among others.
I'll be at Clemson, Ohio State tomorrow.
Wara, 3. Louisville needed that in a big way. They love that freshman from Buffalo, New York.
Hey, what's not to like? This crowd going crazy. He goes away from a ball screen and just lifts up and drills it.
He's 6'7". He's got a big frame. He's a good natural shooter.
And you know what he's doing? He's talking.
He is the leader of the defense at the moment.
Bad pass. Hey, look, Haas has to shoot, period.
Snyder spots up 3. He got it.
What an answer from Louisville. Great defense on one end. Spalding now back against Haas. They get the turnover. 2 threes in a row, right back in it.
That's Snyder's first bucket from the field. Offensive foul.
Odell Eastern just put his head down and tried to beat Louisville 1-on-5. And you can make that drive once you move the ball and move the defense, but not against a stacked defense that is as solid as Louisville's.
And look, we're not picking on the kid, but there's only so many times the head coach could say, oh, good play, you're still good, you're still good, at some point.
Oh, yeah. Some point, you know, big life, big stage, Big Ten, man, you got to play.
And now Edwards reaches in. That's not a real smart play. That's his 4th foul. Well, tonight on SportsCenter, 12:30 a.m. Eastern. Lots to talk about Herbie and what the new playoff rankings mean, the implications from the reveal tonight. Dabo Swinney with Marty Smith. That'll be an interesting conversation. Cavs playing great basketball. All that and more. SportsCenter with Stan and Neal tonight. It'll stream live on the app. Snyder with Haas right in his face, but the follow is good. Spalding back in the game with the 4 fouls. Gets the bucket. Louisville back on top.
What a great job by Louisville. What a great job by David Padgett. Got the timeout, got his team organized, and, you know, more importantly than that, now that they're on an 8-0 run, it's because he got the right lineup out there. That's coaching. I mean, you can't shoot for him, you can't dribble for him, but you can put him in the right spot. And David Padgett has done that.
Haas down low, missed the shot, follows the miss, and missed that one. Harms, I think, will get credit for the tip-in.
And you know what? Harms was just playing the weak side. Haas can't miss those. He has a tendency to short-arm them, Dave, which means they end up short on the rim. He rarely misses long.
Wara will try another 3. That one out of bounds off of Louisville. Wow, so that's pretty big news. Dan and I, by the way, we never complain about the officials, ever.
I like the fact that they kicked him out. He needs to be kicked out more. He does. He complains about everything. You put him and Wade, which they are back on the same team, it's hard to get them to get back on defense after they drive to the bucket. It could be like Manute Bol blocking it 9 rolls up, and they'll stand there and complain. Good for that ref.
Big Carson Wentz fan, LeBron. Did you see that?
I did. I am too, man. Is he good? Is he the MVP?
I think he's the MVP. I know Tom Brady's playing real well too, but I think he's the MVP.
Every time I look out here and I see Carson Edwards, I think he's wearing Timberlands.
Those basketball shoes are interesting.
Have you ever seen those before?
They almost look like, remember the Notre Dame throwbacks from a couple weeks ago in football where the cleats look like the old leather cleats? It's almost like the basketball version of that.
Yeah, I looked, I'm like, why is he wearing Timbs? Oh, wait, he's not. Louisville is tough. Because look at those things.
That's your fashion breakdown for tonight from Dan Dockich. And if you're looking for fashion advice,
yeah, I'm wearing Jacques Penney.
Go anywhere else. Jacques, huh?
Jacques.
1-point lead, Purdue, Louisville ball. They have shown some toughness. A 12-0 run. This place just exploded. As loud as a gym can get. And the Cardinals answered with an 8-0 run of their own. They're trying to survive all kinds of foul problems here.
Sometimes the biggest shots aren't the ones in the last 2 minutes. Jordan Warrow jumped up and drilled a massive shot down 7 during that run. And, you know, here's a freshman that just had no fear in his first real tough road game.
King almost lost it. Edwards dove for the ball and then gets called for the foul. I don't know about that one.
You'll never hear me say that's a good call. That's 2 guys just going at it. And Edwards was first on the ground. Watch this. Edwards first on the ground, and I don't think you can call a foul on a guy that's diving.
Matt Painter's about to get a technical. He's close. I do give Paul Sells credit for not blowing the whistle on Painter. That was not a foul against Carson Edwards.
No, it was not. I thought the technical was called. I heard a whistle and a quick walk, and yeah, you're right. The referee was smart. Good, very good, no take.
Make a bad call, okay, don't compound it by giving the guy a technical. Painter was reacting because I put it up on the big video board, and he just lost his mind.
And I'm all for it. Hey, they're paying you to coach. They're paying you to win. You see something you don't like, losing your mind, totally acceptable in my world. You got to get it over the front of the ring.
Haas almost missed that one.
I'm telling you, when he gets going short, it stays short. I thought he was going to dunk that with the left hand. All night long, 6.5 minutes, Haas every time. You got to drive it here if you're Louisville.
King, pull up. There was a whistle and a foul, and they say not a shooting foul. 1-and-1 free throws coming up.
Yeah, I'm not mad about the non-shooting foul. That's fine. It was definitely a foul. And again, referees are calling it a little close. So you don't settle for a 3 unless you have to. Right here, you're going to see King with a drive. That's a foul in modern-day basketball, particularly when King moved backwards. You can show, if he showed his hands a little more, he might have gotten away with it.
The sophomore from Cleveland. Went to high school in Northern Virginia, but originally a Cleveland native. You figure he's a LeBron fan. Quick minute or so for Eifert back to the bench. Tie game. And VJ King puts Louisville back ahead by 1.
A lot of farm country out here. Fans expressing.
King's got 16, by the way.
King's a stud. You knew he was going to break out at some point. Haven't been able to make anything.
Over the top, good entry.
Well, you got to just dunk it. You got to dunk it on that side. I don't know what you're waiting for. You just dunk it with your left hand and jog on down. It's got to be King or it's got to be Adele.
Freshman Perry to Adele. Trying to shake Matthias, which is really hard to do. Really hard to do. Mahmoud fouled on over the back call against the Boilermakers.
Inexcusable by Haas not getting that rebound. Mahmoud did a great job of coming under the basket and getting around Haas. Regardless, you have to, if you're Haas, get every rebound in the last 5 minutes, period. You're so much bigger, you're so much stronger, but Mahmoud was having none of it.
Made the first. Haas is averaging 5 rebounds a game. I mean, for all of his strengths, he's a very good player. He could be a better rebounder.
Yeah, he can be. He has to be. He has to be a guy that's somewhere between 7 and 10. Period. No issue. No. He has 3 tonight.
There's no Caleb Swanigan on this team.
You know, he should be a 10, but sometimes he doesn't play a lot of minutes.
Louisville up by 3. Purdue ball. Matthias, Wara, the freshman, on him. Carson Edwards takes a three. Too strong. Haas got a hand on it. It's off of Haas. Out of bounds. Now the officials are going to get together and talk about it and say no. Purdue ball.
Kind of looked like Snyder.
Yeah.
Kind of. Good play by Snyder, getting it away from Haas. You know, Purdue went on a run when they had Ryan Klein in there. Now, Ryan Klein made a couple passes, but the reason they went on the run was it spread everything out because you got to respect Ryan Klein. That's when Matthias was able to get threes. Now it's all jammed up in there. Look at that.
A lot of traffic in the lane. Vincent Edwards scores anyway.
That's a key to shot. That's when they changed the texture of the ball and made it softer because Peter complained about the leather. That ball stuck on the back of the rim.
I kind of like these new balls.
I love them. I think they're great. Kids love them.
Laura tried to create some separation. There's King, no good.
And King made a great cut right over the top of Carson Edwards, just couldn't get it over the front rim. If you like the matchup right here, Vince Edwards, your guy. There he is. They like the matchup.
Edwards, shot clock winding down, got one up on the rim. Louisville rebound.
Same thing. Haas was right there. Great job by V.J. King to come in and tap it away from V.J. King's playing a heck of a basketball game. Oh,
Edwards just stole it right away. Edwards, no good, but a foul.
What a great play. It is amazing. When you relax out on the court, it always goes bad. Louisville relaxed. Edwards didn't, and he just took it from Dang. What a great play. Dang just relaxed. Edwards didn't. Got a hand out there. There's a ton to do about Louisville. They have come out with their hands up. They have contested almost every three. The only two that I see are the 2 threes Matthias got during a 9-0 run. That's about it. Really well coached, fundamentals, hands up.
Carson Edwards, very good free throw shooter.
And not a bad guy with a hammer. Based on those shoes.
He has made his last 23 from the line. Made them both that time.
He's got to play well down the stretch. But on this end, it's got to be Haas rebounding. And I think Adele or King offensively.
Snyder against P.J. Thompson. Thompson got a hand on the ball. Quentin Snyder got pinned on the baseline. Adele, shot clock winding down. He knew he had to shoot it. He did it. He hit it.
He had 2 guys on him. Edwards came over, clogged up the middle. Matthias working like crazy. Adele doesn't care. He can get his shot off. He shoots it high. He shoots it with a little fade. Fantastic.
Louisville hadn't hit a shot from the field in a while. Matthias for 3.
Got to guard him in the clutch, man. He is a clutch dude.
Offensive rebound opportunity. I think the 2 Louisville players knocked it away from one another.
They had 2 guys right there in front of any Purdue kid. They knocked them. By the time they came down, the ball rebounded long. They were right there.
Matthias almost had an opening again. Edwards used the shot fake. Now the other Edwards is open. He got fouled. Shooting a 3.
I'm looking at David Padgett, and all you can do is hang your head and walk to the other end of the bench. Your team is playing like crazy. Good penetrate. Adele hangs in there too long. Bit of a flop. Look at this. How about we just go score over 2 guys? That's an NBA guy right there. This is just a clutch guy. He's not going to play a minute in the NBA, I don't believe. But you can win a lot of games with Dakota Matthias both ends.
all the other talent on this Purdue team. Edwards back in the line where he right now is just not missing all the other good players. And you can make a pretty good argument Dakota Mathias is their best player.
I talked to their staff. They said it point blank, both ends.
Edwards did miss one. He gets 3, so 1 more coming.
Well, if you're on Twitter, you're getting killed right now for saying that he had made a bunch in a row.
It has nothing
It's the story of
nothing to do with me. By the way, Isaac Haas went to the locker room. Jeff is trying to find out what's going on with him. 4-point lead. 2 minutes to go. King, tough shot. Mahmoud, great rebound and finishes.
Hey, he just out-toughed Harms. I mean, Mahmoud just went inside of Harms, ripped it out of his hands, went to the other side. That, you know, coaches preach toughness. We got to be tough. We got to be tough. That was real toughness.
A minute and a half to go. Big-time game here in West Lafayette. Mathias has the big man on him. He'll shoot over Mahmoud. Long rebound comes right to Carson Edwards. Purdue keeps it.
They're going to let it go down here in about 5-7 seconds, something like that. Matt Painter just said go to 10. And they're going to call timeout, I believe. Nope, got a play call.
Wrote it down on the whiteboard. Under 10 now on the shot clock. Edwards cuts to the bucket. It has been a great, and I mean a great start to this college hoop season. And this game has been high level.
How about this crowd? Look at Mahmoud. Just goes around Harms, out-toughs him, rips it. Got fouled there. No call. Should have been a heck of a play. And down here on the other end, a nice slice cut right off the top of the key. And Vince Edwards doing what seniors are supposed to do. Make the right play at the right time, particularly late. How about this crowd? Oh!
I mean, I know it hadn't been always pretty, but I still think this is a high-level game. You got athletes, big guys flying around, playing hard.
Love everything about it.
Good stuff. That one should be good, too, in Chapel Hill. Michigan, Carolina. That's tomorrow, Wednesday, 7:30 Eastern, part of this Big Ten ACC Challenge. And then Assembly Hall. I mean, it's going to be loud, too. I don't know if the Hoosiers can hang with you.
I don't either, but I know this. That will be insane. Carolina a little whiny and cheesy, as I think Nick Vitale said back in the day. But Indiana tomorrow, it's the first time really there's any juice for Indiana after losing by 30 or whatever it was to Indiana State. Big time juice tomorrow, tough environment, but Duke really good.
Wow, that's a turnover out of the timeout.
What a play by P.J. Thompson.
Huge.
Think he wants to win? That's a Gene Katie pump of a fist.
Channeling the all-time great. That may be a winning play for Thompson
That's
at
what
Purdue.
he does, man. I'm telling you, they're not the best players. P.J. Thompson under-recruited. In fact, his brother Isaiah, who's at Zionsville High School, is a higher-level recruit, but he is not going to have a better career than P.J. Thompson.
Let's sneak in a quick update from Jeff Goodman.
Isaac Haas in the back, worked on by the trainer with a right hand injury. Uncertain whether he'll be able to get back here.
Well, you just put in another 7-3 guy. You're all right.
PJ, 5-point lead.
I will never understand, ever, how big-time recruits, particularly big-time recruits from the state of Indiana, don't line up to come here to play basketball. I won't. Big academic school, great academic school. This environment is insane.
I watched one last night, and give Bennett credit and UVA, but Kyle Guy, how did he get out of the Big Ten? King was pushed, no shot. But everybody's in the double bonus, so it's going to mean 2 free throws.
Kyle Guy's people went to Indiana, and Tom Crean and his staff were a bit wishy-washy, and I'm telling you, this is incredible, this place to play basketball. Incredible.
Well, Haas, and back on the bench, but with a towel over that hand. That was a big miss. Pressure now from Louisville.
You can throw. I didn't like the foul there. And I know time is running out. You have enough length if you're Louisville to maybe get a hand on the pass back to Matthias, but you know, the idea there is we're going to enter it. We're going to try to deny the entry. We're going to foul. We're going to extend the game.
I'm with you, though. When you have 40 seconds as opposed to 10 seconds, you got maybe 5 seconds to play with where see if you can't force a turnover even on the second pass, not just the entry pass.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It worked out because you're going to have a chance to outscore Purdue, which is what you want to do. You want to outscore every possession. You don't need to panic. You know, a 2 is good here. You just can't, if you're Louisville, no matter whether this goes in and out, force anything up. It's got to be your best players going to the rim or your best players finding the net.
Snyder blocked by Harms. Adele lost it. Foul. It is so loud here, nobody even knows when the whistle's being blown.
I thought Quinn Snyder panicked a little bit here. He had to go around Harms. Harms with a great block. And then you're going to see Matthias. He comes up with the ball, which is what he does late.
Harms has got 4 blocks. I love a lefty shot blocker.
Yeah.
That's what he is.
What's wrong with I like a righty shot blocker.
I mean, okay,
blocking
fine.
shots is a skill. It's not just being big and long. It is a skill.
Got them both. This is the biggest lead for Purdue, putting this game away. David Padgett can't even communicate with his team. That one's good. 18 seconds remain. B.J. Thompson gets it in. Now you can't wait any time.
No, there's no choice. 6-point game. You've got to hope he misses both. You hit a 3, then you foul again. What you play for is just a chance at a game-tying shot. That's what made that possession so bad when Harms blocked Quentin Snyder. Quentin Snyder's a senior. He's been a 3-year starter. He's got to know to go around, make something happen, not settle.
B.J. King fouls out. He played a heck of a game.
B.J. King is back. He hadn't been to this point, hadn't shot it well, but he played really well.
That is definitely going to be a silver lining for Louisville, even if they lose this game. He did sit down.
I love this crowd. The Paint Crew, one of the great fan bases, student fan bases ever. Look at this.
That'll do it.
Think about where Purdue was 2 games ago.
In a dark place.
Yes. Just lost to Western Kentucky after losing to Tennessee. They back it up, beat the number 2 at that time. Obviously, they're not now. Arizona by 25 and hang on and win here.
course, they were in the Bahamas. It wasn't that dark.
They said they spent a lot of time in their hotel room.
That one way off the mark. Final 5 seconds. Time to celebrate for Purdue. So Purdue's getting it turned around. Did Louisville learn something tonight?
I think they did. First tough road game in a great environment. You know what? B.J. King played well. They missed a lot of shots around the rim, and the Big Ten finally gets a win. More to come tomorrow. It's going to be great.
First win for the Big Ten. 66-57. That wraps it from here at West Lafayette. Dan Dawkins, Dave Fleming saying so long here from Purdue.